If you want to be able to buy the most expensive players and open the best packs in FC25, go to u7buy.com to buy your EA FC25 coins. It's cheaper than buying FC points and just as reliable. With their already amazing prices, you can get an extra 8% using promo code Inception at checkout. Okay, guys. So today we have the new SBC Beckenbauer to check out. With this card, guys, we have to... I might actually try out the Chesney too at the same time, but the goal carrier reviews, they usually take longer because obviously people need to take some shots against you, right? But with Beckenbauer, I was looking into this card a little bit, right? Few things to mention. So first and foremost, I think the main position that people are probably going to utilize this card in the most meta-wise will be the CDM spot. And the reason being for this is because he has the deep lying playmaker as a CDM with passing and good defensive capabilities, right? With a deep lying playmaker specifically as a CDM, they don't attack as much, right? Because his shooting is low. However, he has that center mid position change on the deep lying playmaker, but giving that to him in a tactic that could potentially attack, because you guys have seen sometimes I've used like a Trent. I think Trent has deep lying playmaker as center mid, and you know, he'll push forward on that center mid. In some tactics, you got to be very careful of that because the shooting is not in a good area. So you're mainly looking at defensive capabilities out of this card, right? Could you technically give him a hunter? Sure, you totally could, but is it going to make a lot of sense to? Not really, right? So Shadow will be the main thing, increasing pace, increasing defending. The reason why I'm not mentioning center back as much is because he has ball playing defender as a center back. Most of the tactics that people use is going to be defender plus because, excuse me, it's because of the current meta, right? People always go for that cutback meta and they want to be able to exploit that cutback part of it, right? Which I still feel like he could potentially still do a solid job. It could be like a Koundé situation where it's like he's not lengthy, but if he has like certain in-game capabilities, and it could be fine. Because in his case, he might be just the more agile type, not the run after type. I think you have to be very careful with that. The run after type, no, but the bully one maybe, right? Because he does have a bruiser with an anticipate with a jockey. Those three working together to kind of create aggressive challenges could be very important, right? Especially since he does have 99 stats for everything with the Shadow chemistry style. Passing looks pretty good with all the passing play styles that he has. That part should be perfectly fine to work with. Dribbling wise, as a midfielder or center back, that's fine. And then physical, he lacks an aggression, which could be a little bit of a downfall of the card. Could you make him a lengthy on an anchor? You can, but obviously EA is not going to format him in that way for you, so they will give you the pace decrease on it, right? So you see, most people are giving him a Shadow. Architect for what? No. People actually give Architect? I don't think I've ever seen maybe, hey. Maybe I just don't notice it, you know? Maybe I just don't notice it. But anyways, yeah, we'll try him out CDM, also center back. I might actually just fully unlock the card just because he gives easier links within the team. Maybe if I don't get enough footage, but we'll see. We'll see how he plays in both positions. I don't know about that part. Like, they should have at least given defender plus, knowing like what people generally use and how people generally attack against you, but it is what it is. Let's try him out and see how he plays. Hopefully he's a beast. Good pass by him eventually. Or initially, excuse me. It's gonna be lagging a little bit before I actually have to refresh the frames, because that's like broken. Roll up. No, not to him. Oh. Okay, so do you guys see what I'm saying about the attack? I didn't do that on purpose. I did not do that just for the sake of the review. He did that himself, okay? I'm just letting you know, brother, okay? But we scored, though, as long as we greened it. Nice through pass stuff. Oh, if I could do a first-time lob pass there, that'd be kind of nuts. You see how he gets involved with deep lying playmaker? So I'm just letting you know, bro. I'm just letting you know. Don't think it's like, oh, I'm never gonna attack. No, you're definitely gonna attack, my brother. Nicely done, Beckenbauer. Pass it back. Oh, I didn't expect that extra touch there. So initially, solid positioning, right, for that CDM spot. That's pretty much what you want in this current meta. You want to be able to block out that middle. Definitely going to review this 4-2-3-1, probably. Ooh, oh, unlucky. Beauty of first touch. Oh, he gets that last second touch there. I'm gonna try. If it was a little bit lower, it would have been perfect there. Oh, maybe, yeah, we get the deflection. It was a nice lob pass, though. Very nice lob pass. Nice first time pass. Just had to force that run there. I had to press L1 to make him run. I just dribble a little bit there. Overcommit that. And a little bit there. Ah, unlucky. Good try. Gotta be a little bit careful with his dribbling, a tiny bit, because it does feel like a little bit like an upgraded center back that can be played in the midfield. You know, like he feels like that left stick wise. So it's just pass and go as much as possible if you use him, right? Thank you very much, sir. But positioning wise, like for that deep lying playmaker, first time. And first time again, very good. The deep lying playmaker, I think he's playing the role pretty well so far. First time, good. Why? Why don't you register the first time pass? I did that command such a long time ago. Like that's you taking away a goal from me. I don't know. They have this obsession like, oh, I gotta touch the ball first. Like it's so weird, man. I hate it. It's actually so like I do it so early, dude. But he has to register a touch. Like, I don't get that. Such a good law pass, too. Well, I guess you can hit those, too. Oh, yeah, there it is. Nice. Shot cancel didn't get the registration, but it still allowed me to take an extra touch there, which is good. There it is. Good job. Okay. That one I felt the magnetization. I was like, you better get this interception, buddy. That one I felt, you know? So you can see the track back at the very top there. Did a pretty solid job. That's generally how you want them to push off against. First time pass was nice there too. Oh. Oh, I get a red time because I'm not used to the timing. You can kind of see the animation there with the dribble part, right? Little Ronaldo chop, and then little whoop. There it is. Get the pass. Oh, guy gets a tackle from behind there. Well, there we go. Oh, I didn't expect that, and neither did I expect that. Okay. Wara Trivella. Well, at least you guys know you could do that if you green it. Nothing special about it, obviously, because those things are just overpowered. Nice lob pass. This, and then bang. Oh, I wanted to see how that would come off. Just with his left foot there. He was well positioned there. Might as well try that one out. First time. Oh, little slide animation. And that's what I mean about still committing on the attack. If it makes sense to them, they'll push forward. They'll push forward, bro. Ooh, Beckenbauer. That was me pressing the tackle button to outmuscle him. Stuff like that is where Bruiser is very nice. Good. So far feels like the more agile type there. Nice, good job. So far, some animations he's showing me in that side position. Not bad for the center back area. Not bad. Ooh, Spencer, you're gonna make me play football like that, Spencer? You'll take it easy, my boy. You gonna make me play football like that, my boy, or what? That felt really nice, actually. I like the parts just before getting the header in the air there was like very magnetized. I wish, like I said, I always wish that was a more consistent mechanic in the game, but felt good there. Back is good. The only reason why he got that attacking opportunity is because of that drag touch that just happens all the time, right? When you're like defending and oh, let's get the lob pass. When you're defending and you get the right stick switching, they still push the ball. Oh, and I couldn't even control it there. Like a cost card is usually weird when he doesn't have a dribbling boost. Touch, ball roll, touch again. You do have a long pass, so I can do this at least. Very underrated thing, by the way, is having, like, that's why I always liked long pass, like, last year, too. Just the ability to do that is pretty helpful. Oh, again with that. Oh, is it a foul? Okay, Beckenbauer did well then. Do this too, look, bang. And get the touch off there, get the acceleration. Oh, that was really fast. So, as predicted in the intro, could be the agile type. So he is the agile type center back. Because that initial acceleration was pretty quick. So there... That's going to be a goal probably, yeah, because we should have pushed all the way there. Also, the running in that situation was not that bad. Wasn't that bad. Sometimes when they're not a lengthy, like, they're super annoying to run with in those situations. But if I kept running there for, like, a slide tackle block or something, would have been fine. Nice. Good aggression there. I try to utilize intercept there. I thought he would actually get to that, to be honest. That's what I mean by magnetization. I feel like that should be more consistent, especially... And he has a playstyle plus, so I think it should be more consistent there. Wargol! Wargol! Of course. I'll take that. Oh, Beckenbauer? Oh, that right stick switching, man. Oh, they still do that. They push the ball from right stick switching, guys. It's so irritating, man. Wire play! He's gonna block it? Oh no, we still get it. We still get it. Guy goes for the clearance right before or right after. Okay, guys, so final verdict on the Franz Beckenbauer SBC. To be honest with you guys, I don't mind this SBC at 260, 70-ish K. I gotta explain a few things, because I feel like a few things need to be explained, right? So, deep lying playmaker. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, deep lying playmaker does not mean that these guys will never attack. There will be situations where they do attack, and in those situations, would it have been nice if they improved the shooting of the card? 100%, right? Because you guys mostly saw green time strikes. If you don't green time your strikes, there's going to be less consistency behind it. But hey, we were able to score some of our opportunities because he has like a regular Trivella. Maybe it helped out with the regular Trivellas that he ended up hitting once we greened them. So on and so forth. But just be very mindful of that when it comes to using him in that general position. Now, in the CDM spot, guys, and this isn't like a huge deal, but you do feel it with the card, he kind of does feel like a center back getting his stats upgraded to have the capability of playing in the midfield position. That's what the dribbling feels like on the card when utilizing him in those middle positions, right? To be honest with you guys, it's a shame that he's not a lengthy on an anchor chemistry style with similar pace stats to Shadow. I say it's a shame, but obviously EA formats that on purpose, because I'm going to be honest with you guys, in the center back position, I feel like he definitely plays it pretty well because of the certain play styles that he has. He feels like the more aggressive, agile type to chase after the ball and get those sort of defensive, blockouts. I will actually say that from the controlled center backs in the game, like I think meta-wise, it'll always be better to have, a lengthy center back with the pace and then the base card stats for physical in the right spot, right? 100%. But of the controlled players that are on a shadow chemistry style like this Beckenbauer card, he is actually one of the better cards because, like I said, in game, we were able to get a lot of really nice defensive animations because he has the right playstyles. I will say that sometimes maybe his height influences his card a little bit in the more negative side because obviously, like, let's say, for instance, you had like a Raphael Varane card, right? And with Varane, he's a 6'3" player with his intercept. You're going to notice that intercept more out of a card like this that is more of a physical presence player because he's 6'3", bigger guy, that type of thing, right? And then obviously during that time period, which was the beginning of the year, Shadow Chemistry style with a lengthy was nice to kind of like push those sort of running animations out of the card and whatnot, right? So in that sense, yeah, like that's where, the intercept could have been more utilized if he just was a taller player. But even still, as a 5'11" player, with the intercept, he still did a very solid job in multiple positions because what you notice the most, and it was very similar to the review of Trent, right? Because Trent Alexander-Arnold, if you guys watched that review, I kept mentioning how it's very important that positioning-wise and actual animations-wise, he utilizes the intercept, which he does actually do in those middle positions. The positioning is good, right? Because the intercept will put you in those better positions, and especially if you're using these custom tactics that break through that midfield line of the defense. You guys know what I mean, midfield line of the defense, because that invisible wall that the game doesn't get past if you don't have CDMs. It's good to have a player like that in that general position. Passing was really nice. Long ball passes were great. Passing in general was really solid. I think the only main thing, if I were to be nitpicky for a card that is a 270k SBC, is more shooting stats, right? More shooting stats and maybe +3 or 3 in agility, balance, and the dribbling one would be the one that has to mainly be higher. I think the 80 is what makes him feel more like a center back sometimes. But I mean, guys, for 270k, I'm not against this SBC. I don't think it's a horrible SBC. I think he plays the positions perfectly well for the most part, right? He actually surprised me at center back. So I was like, oh, this guy's actually doing some good defensive animations from time to time. Yes, of course, when it comes to meta, if you have like a Team of the Year Saliba or anything like that, it's always going to be the go-to options for sure. But for the price range of the card, you can't go wrong with it. I think it's a pretty solid SBC, to be honest. Or from the icons that they have released, he definitely feels very interesting to use. You guys should try him as a center back, because in the center back position, he just feels like a more agile type of player. Like the pace didn't bother me as much as I thought it would. I think it bothers me more on a player like Stones, like during that time period, like animations wise, obviously he had good defensive animations, right? But I think it bothers me more on a card like this, maybe because he's taller at 6'2" and tall at normal. So when you're not a lengthy to push it out of the card, it's more annoying. But with Beckenbauer, he's 5'11", probably has like a different type of body type that allows him to be a little bit more agile in those positions, especially since he is working with the Jockey Plus to kind of move quickly into those areas. Because the one thing I noticed with this card when defending with him is selecting him, initial acceleration, and then get the challenge because he still has like a base anticipate, right? So yeah, one of those types of cards. So 270k, don't mind it whatsoever. Release date 0404, card is out 0604, so not really against that, to be honest with you guys. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this video today. I'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.